The Puget Sound is a large body of water with lots of different bays and small inlets, and each has its own dynamic properties that affect the water quality in different ways. We use a float plane so that we can get to all the different places in a quick time frame, which we wouldn't be able to do on a boat. We do 4 flights, the North, Central, and South Sound, as well as 1 flight where we go out to 2 coastal estuaries, Grays Harbor and Willapa Bay. Ecology's been sampling the Puget Sound since the 1970s. This large data set helps us assess the Puget Sound as a whole, as well as particular inlets and locations. And we can see with this data if what we're seeing is normal, an anomaly, or trends emerging over time. The most important piece of equipment we use is the CTD, which stands for conductivity, temperature, and depth. Well, we have a specially designed CTD package that's crammed full of oceanographic sensors like dissolved oxygen, beam transmission, which measures the water clarity, fluorometer, which measures phytoplankton in the water, and several other sensors. The CTD package has 4 bottles on it that I can program to fire at any depth. So once those are closed and have water from a particular depth, I bring that back up into the plane, and then I can take chlorophyll samples, nutrients, dissolved oxygen, which is important because just like land animals, aquatic creatures need oxygen too. One of the water samples I take is for fecal coliform bacteria, which is an indicator of human or animal waste in the water. We can take what we see from the air, the water color, and compare it to the CTD data. So if we see green, red, brown water, then we can look at the CTD data and it can give us insight into if it's an algae bloom or if there's been some recent storm event that's flushed river sediment or storm water into the Puget Sound. Some of the samples we collect, we analyze in our own lab. Others we send to outside labs. I spend a good part of my time in the office tracking those samples, analyzing the data once we get that back from the labs, and getting organized for the next round of sample collection. I'm part of a whole team of people it takes to collect this data, analyze it, and see it to completion and publication on our website. Well, my family's been living in Shelton and Mason County for a long time, and that's where I grew up and where I still live. And even before I was educated or informed about the amazing things that the Puget Sound and my particular estuary on Oakland Bay has to offer, I was just in love with it, fascinated by it, and I feel like that makes you more invested in it to want to protect it and understand what's happening with it. Especially, I think, as someone living close to the water, I feel extra responsibility to be informed about how my choices will impact the health of Puget Sound.